Local Lifestyles continues.
Spring is here, and so is the spring auction for WNIN. Tim Black is the Vice President of Development. How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
You had the big auction on the radio last week.
Yes, we did.
And then next week we start with the spring auction. You need to plan a little better, Tim.
I think so. It's just one thing after another.
How'd the radio go? Was it good?
It went extremely well.
Good.
We hit our goal, and so big thanks to everybody out there who donated to that. But yeah, you're right. So just one thing after another. Next week it starts all over again.
And when do we start, actually?
We start next Monday night, 6 to 10 o'clock every night through the following Sunday. So it's April 22nd, day after Easter, all the way through the next Sunday, which I think is the 28th.
Well, let's talk about some of the stuff we're going to be. I'll be there on Wednesday night with Patricia Winesapple, so we'll be forces to be reckoned with, I'm sure.
It'll be fun.
What do we have? What are we selling this year?
You know,
really
Angie, as always, I mean, it's a 7-night event, so we obviously have a lot of things.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. I'm really happy, though. I always tell people, I mean, you know, and folks who've been tuning into the auction for, I think this is 46, don't hold me to that, but I think it's 46 years. We've got something that fits everybody's budget. You know, those restaurant gift cards are always really popular.
Yes.
We got a lot of those. We've got all kinds of spring cleaning, spring spruce up stuff. You know, if you're looking for...
I remember that one last year. That
Exactly.
one went, and you probably had several of those.
We had several of decorative gravel. We've got some gift certificates of the home and garden areas in the play, you know, in the area. And then, you know, if you happen to be a crafty person or somebody who likes to sew, we have, I think we have 5 sewing machines this year. And I mean, really nice things. I jokingly told somebody the other day, because we were looking at some of the information about them, it's basically you push a button on the things and they sort of sew themselves. But I mean, they're very, very nice. They're very nice. A lot of those are geared specifically toward quilters. So if you're a quilter or looking for something like that, we've got you with that. We've got a really nice patio furniture set that we're going to be auctioning off. And the list just sort of goes on and on. We've got estate planning packages. I mean, I would challenge most anybody to name something that we probably don't have.
Well, you had a chandelier. Was it last year we had this big chandelier?
I think we did, as a matter of fact.
Or whatever. It was pretty cool. You got that sold.
We sold that, but we have another chandelier. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yep.
This one is more of a, I'm not really, I guess you would call it a pendant chandelier. This isn't a huge chandelier that you might find hanging over a dining room table. Of course, this one probably could go there, but it's more of a pendant chandelier that is donated by Sugar Bakers, as a matter of fact, I think.
Well,
so,
it'll be gorgeous.
Lots of stuff.
From Sugar Bakers.
Yep.
Well, let's talk about, for the audience, and this is such a part of our history and our language is the auction, but what does that money, what do those funds do for you?
Yeah, well, and I'm glad you asked that, Angie, because we say this quite often when we're fundraising. You know, so many people still have this misconception that public television is funded by the government, and it's not. Or at least it's not in the way that most people think. We get some amount of money from grant funding that comes from different organizations within the federal government that support public television, but well over half of our budget comes through things like this. The auction, we do various events throughout the year, individuals who just make donations to the station through membership. That's where the bulk of our operational funding comes from, and it basically goes to support what we do. You know, if you're a fan of Sesame Street, if you're a fan of any of the children's programming that public TV is so well known for, or a lot of the marquee stuff in the evening, you know, if you were a fan of Downton Abbey, if you like Nova, Nature, all of those programs have price tags on them. We don't get to show them for free. We have to pay for them, and we also have to have a staff to help operate and manage things, and all of those things come out of that budget. So that's where all the money goes to.
And Tim and I talk a lot. He is kind enough to welcome me over so we can talk about this sort of thing on WNIN. This is your opportunity to get some really great stuff, do some shopping, but to keep the programming on the air that you enjoy for your children and for yourself, and have some fun doing it. So we'll be over there. I'm ready.
All right. Well,
I'll
I hope
gargle,
you are.
I'll be ready to go.
It'll be fun. It'll be a good night. Wednesday night, Angie's going to be there.
I'll be there, and just watch all week and shop away. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with more local lifestyles right after this.